welcome to the world of success. I'm Sironke Hadedoye, and we are talking about biblical way to financial prosperity, and we are looking at how God blesses. And the third one is obedience of faith. Faith is one of the things that makes us to achieve everything God ever desires us to achieve. In the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6, the Bible says, without faith it is impossible to please him. For whosoever cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. God rewards us by our obedience of faith. And Jesus Christ said, if thou canst say to this mountain, be thou removed, and we doubt in our hearts, and whatsoever thing I will say, we shall receive it. So it takes faith to move. And without faith, you cannot achieve anything. Faith breaks obstacles, but when you back it up with action, it makes you to achieve everything that you want to achieve. And that's one of the what we call obedience of faith. You don't just believe, you obey. And obedience means action, taking action towards what God lay in your heart to do. When God tells you to go to a particular place for a purpose, and you look at it, I don't think there will be anything that will come out of it. I've done this several times, and I've suffered for it. And when you don't obey, and one of the things I honor and appreciate in my spiritual father, Bishop David Oyedepo, is that he walks with obedience. Anything that God tells him, he doesn't look at surroundings or what is going to happen. He just moves. And when he move with people. He tell people on what to do, and you see the results of those things. And that's one of the things I've been praying for at the beginning of the throughout Shiloh 2020. I was telling 2021, I was telling God, let the spirit of obedience that is upon your servant come upon me. What am I trying to say? I want to partake of this obedience of faith. I just want to believe. Yes, I've been having faith, but what about the obedience? What about obeying what it tells me to do? What about taking the action towards that thing I believe, that I know I believe? For example, if you are sick in your body and you have been confirmed, you have been confessing, and I am healed by his stripes, I am healed. Sickness has no place in my body. And anytime you finish talking about that, you sit down and begin to, this is my headache, this is my sickness. When is it going to go? My dear, there's nothing that will happen. You're still going to be the same again and again. So one of the things that you need to do is obedience of faith. I remember those times that I was battling through financial issue, and there was no way, nothing can come up, and I've prayed, I've fasted, I've done everything. And I got to a time, I said, God, your servant said, we must not, as a child of God, must not stay without work for a month or 2 months. I said, God, what can I do? What can I go? And God lay in my heart, go for a security job. I was a security job. I quickly went there and I began to apply. And before you know it, things begin to change. And ever since then, I've never have a financial issue. And I do from one glory to another, and before you know it, God took me out of there, take me to a perfect place. And I look at it that if I don't make that move, some of us that were there that time, some are still the same, and I was like, God, if I don't make that move, I'll still be the same way I was. So there's something that we need to do for God to bless us. You don't wait for people, you don't wait for manna to come down from heaven. Those times have passed, but there are times that you need to do some certain things. No one said you need a job, and we post this on social media, and I told him, anything God tells you to do, you may look at small, I may look at, go and buy pure water and begin to sell pure water. Just obey. When you obey it, before you know it, doors begin to open, and then you will see your financial situation being solved. It doesn't come in a day. Those that are gathered by vanity, by lies, by deception, it will go. I tell you sincere truth, I've never seen anyone that does not labor and gather and see. After some time, you see it going. They will say, this person, there was a time he was having millions, he was having 5 million, no, nothing to show for it. I remember when we were still growing up, and this lady won a contract of 3 million, and a young lady, this modeling work. And before 6 months, nothing to show for it. And these are the things that happen most times when you see people. So we need to walk by obedience, by obeying God and do what God tells us to do. And by the time you do this, you will see ways opening for you. Faith walk by action. And the action means obedience. What Godsoever tells you in the word. The Bible says, do it. Jesus Christ, with the mother of Jesus Christ, was telling disciples, whatsoever he tells you to do, do it. What is God telling you to do? Do what God tells you to do by believing that he is the one that tells you to do. And you see the results of those things. See you at the top, and I know we shall get there. In Jesus' name.